Hi, my name is Megan Edwards of Focus Communications, and today we're getting an update from Burin Gold, who's advancing their Hickey's Pond Paradise Gold Project in the Burin Peninsula of southeastern Newfoundland. The company trades on the TSX.V under the symbol BURG. And joining me today is Burin's president and CEO, David Clark. David, hope you're doing well.
I am. Thank you very much, Megan. Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, since Burin is still a fairly new story to the market, having listed in November 2021, why don't you give our listeners a little bit of a background to the company and your flagship project and the team behind Burin?
Sure. Well, Burin Gold is a newly listed company on the TSX. We started out as a private company in 2018, and our idea, our exploration thesis was really to explore a new part of Newfoundland that has not seen a lot of historical gold exploration. We did a lot of early work, de-risked the assets. We have a great property on the Burin Peninsula, in the northern part of the Burin Peninsula. We de-risked it as a private company, and when we had sufficient results and a really exciting looking play, brought it to market in November of last year. And we've been now working on it ever since. We've had a great first phase of drilling on the Hickey's Pond project. The Hickey's Pond project is really a large property. We're looking at about 20 kilometers of strike of gold showings in an underexplored part of Newfoundland. And we've really been focusing on the main, best known of the showings, which is called Hickey's Pond and gives the property, the overall property, its name. That project we've been looking at since 2018. We've done a number of work programs there. So we've done some geophysics, we've done some channel sampling, we've done a phase of drilling, all really positive early results. And we're looking forward to doing the next phase of drilling there and starting to drill out a resource. We're also going to be looking at the rest of the project this summer, and we can talk about that in a little bit. But really, it's a great project, and we have a great team. I should say a word about the team. We have an experienced team, both on the operational side and at the board. I'd like to point out particularly Phil Walford, Sherry Dunsworth, who are two very well-known explorers in Newfoundland. They are the successful team behind Marathon Gold's Valentine Lake project. And both Phil and Sherry have thrown their weight behind Burin and our project and are giving us a big vote of confidence in terms of their contributions and in terms of their input into the running of the programs.
Right. So you just touched on Hickey's Pond a little bit. You're about to embark on the next phase of the drilling. Could you give us an overview of the drilling you completed earlier this year?
Sure. So we put we started drilling in early February. And over the course of about 2 months, did almost 4,000 meters of drilling. So that was all focused on the Hickey's Pond showing itself. And the objective of that program is really to demonstrate that we have the beginnings of a large volume system of gold mineralization at Hickey's. We have received assay results now for about 2,600 meters of that 4,000 meters. So we're looking at the results of the 7 holes initially. The rest are pending, and we hope to be able to share those assays as soon as they come back from the lab. But the initial results were really positive. We're seeing broad zones of mineralization over the 150 meters of strike that we've tested. We're seeing continuous mineralization to depth, and we're looking at a large looking low grade system. Best result in that first phase was 16 meters and 1.57 grams. But all the holes that we put in really hit these broad zones of alteration and mineralization. So we're going to be releasing, as they come in, the next phase of the assay results to come in. As I said, we had almost 4,000 meters drilled this spring. So we still have another 22 holes to release, and we'll do that as they come in. This summer, and in fact, we're going to be starting drilling very shortly. This summer, we'll be looking at putting in another several thousand meters, but we're really going to be focusing on some of the other targets that we have on this property. We have several other showings on the property, and none of them have ever seen any historical drilling at all, despite having all the right characteristics on surface, having all the right ingredients for mineral deposits. There's been nothing that's been tested here at all in the past. So we're really excited about this new phase of drilling, and we, to be able to update our shareholders very shortly to say the drilling started.
Let's talk about the big picture. Could you summarize why the investment community should be following Burin Gold's progress in 2022?
Sure. Well, I guess first we need to talk about the team. We have a very experienced team. We have very strong corporate leadership and a lot of exploration success on the board. I think that's really important for any play. You need to look at the people involved, and you need to see that they're serious explorers that have a track record of success. So with Phil, Sherry, the rest of the board, we have a very strong corporate governance team, and we have great people on the ground. That's number one. Second, the project is one that I think is almost unique in Newfoundland in terms of its size, potential, and the fact that it has never been drill tested to a large extent. At least none of the targets we'll be hitting this summer have ever seen a drill hole. That is pretty unique in Newfoundland. A lot of the projects that are getting a lot of excitement these days have seen drilling in the past, so they're not really new projects per se. This is a part of Newfoundland that has been looked at and studied, and various companies at one time or another have had a little kick at the can, but really no concerted work projects and no drilling. When we compiled the data on this project, when we went and did the ground truthing, we realized that these are big systems. They're spread over quite a long trend, and the fact that none of them have been drill tested, despite the fact that they're so easy to get to, the access is easy, these are not complicated projects to operate, that was a very surprising thing to notice, and I think represents a great opportunity for us. So this summer, we're going to be drilling multiple targets, and I think that any one of them could be a real catalyst for the company. If we can demonstrate that one of these other targets on trend, and remembering this is about a 20-kilometer long trend, if one of these has a hit, our play just turns into a district play, and I think that will be a transformative event. Right now, we have a very competitive market cap. I think we're extremely well valued with respect to many of our peers in Newfoundland. So I think it's a great entry point for any investor looking to make an investment. One comforting thing for any investor, we're fully cashed up to do our program this year. Our IPO gave us sufficient funds to fully fund our 2022 program. So we're really looking to deploy that capital this summer, do some solid work on a great project, and demonstrate that we have a district scale potential on this project.
Great. So it sounds like it's going to be a busy year, busy summer for the company. And David, I just want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. And we look forward to having you back soon.
Thanks very much, Megan.